What is margin top property? Well, margin top property represents CSS property that we use to set distance between top border of HTML element and element that is positioned on the top side of that element. Okay, let's see some examples. Okay, for this part I have already prepared basic HTML document structure. Our HTML document has doc type declaration with value HTML. Then we have our HTML block, and inside of it we have head and body elements. Inside of head we have title that represents title for our HTML document. We have style block with already predefined some styles that we'll use for our body elements. Then we have body, and inside of body we have 3 simple paragraphs. Okay, every single paragraph has ID, and we use ID values to select every single paragraph inside of our style block. So basically for every selected ID or paragraph, we will apply border CSS property. So for first paragraph, we will create red border. For the second, we will create green border. And for third paragraph, we'll create blue border. I saved this document like index.html on the desktop. So let's minimize our text editor. This is our index page, so let's open it. And this is how our web page looks like for now. Okay, if we click on a right click and select inspect, on the right hand side of the screen, we can see structure of our HTML document. So if we expand head and body, we can expand style as well. You can see structure which we define inside of our HTML document in our text editor. So here it is. Okay. So basically, if we click on any of our paragraphs, we can see paragraph and the styles that we have applied on it. So what is the reason why we have creating the start borders? When you're working with the margins, good practice is to create borders because you can see does already exist any margin between your elements. For example, you can see that we already have some margins between our elements. If we click on any paragraph, you can see ID selector and CSS property that you have applied. But also down here you can see paragraph selector with some predefined CSS properties. So basically these are properties that your web browser will additionally add on its own. So basically for our paragraph, we can see we have display type and some advanced margin properties. So that is a reason why we already have some margins defined inside of our web page. Okay, so what we want to do in our example. For our middle paragraph, we want to add some additional margin between middle paragraph and the paragraph that is on the top side of that paragraph. So let's do that. So inside of our middle selector, let's define margin top CSS property, and let's define any value, for example 40 pixels. So let's save this change. Basically we'll apply this on our middle paragraph. So if we go back in our web browser and refresh it, as you can see we have applied some additional margin on the top of the middle paragraph. Okay, so if we click on our middle paragraph here, Down here you can see that we have applied our new property. If you uncheck it, you can see how your web page will look like without this property. So let's check this back. Okay, and for some fine-tunings, you can always click directly on this value here. And you can use arrows up and down to increase or decrease this value. So you can maybe find position that better fits for your paragraph. And please be aware that you can use negative values that will overlap your paragraphs. Okay, so once when you find value that the best fits for your paragraph, you need to apply that value from here to your HTML document, because this is just applied here in the web browser. When you refresh it, this value will be reset to original value that we have set in our HTML document. So as you can see, when you find value that fits best for you, you need to take that value from here and apply it inside of your HTML document. So now when we save this, let's go back in our web browser. Let's refresh it. So now that new value will be applied on your CSS property. Okay, this is how we can use margin top, so feel free to play around with this. Thanks for watching this tutorial, and I hope this was helpful to you. If you like our work, please become our Patreon or simply donate or PayPal. Please remember, even a little from you means a lot for us. You can follow us on our Twitter and Instagram profiles, and please don't forget to subscribe on our YouTube channel, because on our YouTube channel, knowledge is waiting for you.